Hello, I'm FPX and welcome back to the video. So if I show you this image of dive planks in Minecraft, you look at it and you're going to say it sounds absurd, or it looks like a mod, or some of your least creative friend has come up with to trick you, but the truth is this is a real Minecraft feature made by a real Minecraft developer. It was just eventually removed from the game and put on the back burner as something to put in the game later. Because of technical limitations, they didn't add it right then, and although you might hear that and say, well, I mean, there's a lot of things like that I'm sure in the game, but the truth is so many of these features have started to come back into the game with the 1.13 and 1.14 update. In the exact same category as this are corals, fish mobs, new stairs and slabs, pandas, lecterns, and now even lanterns. All of these features have come back from Minecraft's past into Minecraft's present, and that's why I think it'd be interesting to talk about other missing or removed features that were planned for the game and then never quite added, because it seems as though this is the update, they're all coming back. So let's talk about them one by one in today's video. I think it's going to be a pretty enlightening look into Minecraft's history, and I hope you all do agree. So let's dive straight into the first feature, which is going to be from one of Notch's earliest blog posts about what will be happening with survival. This was before survival was even a game mode, but one of the features he mentioned was steel. He wanted to have some combination of iron ore and coal to make something more powerful than iron was by itself. This is a thing I'm sure you're familiar with, either if you're a real-life metallurger, or more realistically, if you've ever played RuneScape, steel is better than iron. It's just a well-known fact, right? So having some more steel in Minecraft could be an interesting way to add a brand new armor type without just having to make diamond worse. You know, have a new tier between iron and diamond that takes a bit more effort than just iron itself. That could be kind of fun. Another possibility is that they're adding the blast furnace in the next Minecraft update, 1.14. We've already seen the blast furnace does exist and it's going to be a thing. So what if they use the blast furnace as a way to make a better version of iron to kind of reward you for actually settling down rather than just kind of rushing through things? That could be a really interesting addition to the game in my opinion. So an interesting remnant of the idea that steel was going to be in the game is the fact that to this day, flint and steel, which is made from flint and iron, is still called flint and steel instead, presumably because, you know, at first they put the iron in just as a placeholder for steel, but then steel never kind of came. And again, whether it was because it didn't make sense balance-wise, or just because they didn't want to have a sixth armor type, that's something you could probably endlessly debate, but I think it would be a really interesting feature to bring back, especially now they've removed the limit on all these sorts of things. They could just add a new armor type as easily as they like, and I think it'd be pretty darn interesting. However, it's not quite as interesting as the idea of having more mob skins in Minecraft. So this is an idea that comes from Minecon 2015, because the Minecraft developers did a panel in London, Minecon 2015, where they answered people's questions, and interestingly enough, this question came up at Minecon with this response.
Could you, you know the horses, they have different skins and stuff. I was wondering why haven't any other creatures in Minecraft got any changing skins and such, like the horses do?
I actually recently got a nice collection of new textures for a lot of our animals in the game from one of our artists. And she asked us if we have time to add it to the game soon, and I was actually planning to do it during our snapshot phase when we work towards the 1.9 release. And it's even a secret probably in the team, because we didn't discuss when we want to do it, but I just decided, hey, we have the graphics, we have the cool things, it is not much of an effort, so we will have more variety there very soon.
So yeah, they basically implied that pretty much every single mob could have alternate skins. You know, an artist worked on it. They said that they're going to have more variety very soon. Obviously, 3 years have passed, but, you know, Mojang time, 2015 was a rough time for them. You know, so it could be one of those things that they come back to as soon as the new textures are finished, or maybe as part of the new textures, each of the existing mobs could have multiple skins, because it is kind of weird that all of the newer mobs in Minecraft all have brand new skins. Think about parrots, think about horses, think about cats, think about rabbits. Pretty much the majority of the, you know, newer features they add to the game get different unique skins, whereas the you know, the older mobs, the ones that have been there for the longest time, pigs, you know, and cows, etc., they just have the single skin, which although that fit the Minecraft aesthetic of the time, they're clearly going for a bit more of a variety-ish game, so it could be kind of fun to have, like, oh, if a cow spawns in a different biome, it looks very slightly different, and collecting different cows could have a real purpose. I like that idea a lot. It would encourage exploration even further, and it would give even more of a meaning to each of the different biomes, which sometimes, you know, like making a house in a different biome doesn't mean too much right now, but if it meant that you'd have an entirely different type of cow and pig, it could kind of shift your preference as to which biome is the best, because having, like, you know, extra woolly cows in the, you know, the tundra biomes when they do spawn at the edges or go into there, that would be something that I would find interesting, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree, because one of the most requested features is like, new ways to dye cats colors as well as dog colors. People love different variants on existing things. More dog variants is the most requested feature on the Minecraft feedback page. Trust me, I went through all of them. People just want new dogs, new everything, and that is why more mob skins is one of the most popular ideas they could add, and it's fairly easy to do on the grand scheme of things in a code basis too, so I think we'll see it at some point. So with that said, let's move into the third idea, which has been directly confirmed by a developer actually, because Jeb responded to a Minecraft suggestions post saying that gold ore in the Nether would be an amazing thing. So this is something where it's definitely a question of when, not if. It's like they've confirmed it's coming, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not too hard to do. It's just a matter of exactly when they fit it into the game. So again, the Minecraft suggestions post suggests having rare gold ore in the Nether, and Jeb goes a step further, saying have big veins of it in the open exposed areas to have, you know, rewards for you basically going into those areas where ghasts do spawn. I would love that as an idea, because sometimes going gold mining, it's like, okay, find a mesa, don't have a mesa, okay, mine underground for diamonds and hope you find some gold too. It's not the most exciting of things to do, but if you could find gold in the Nether, then that would give you real reasons to start expanding your beacons. It would give you real reasons to go in there, actually have your own mine set up, and that would add something to the game for people who like mining, because, you know, Minecraft hasn't had a mining update in so long. We're getting a crafting update, but what about the mine half of it? And yeah, that's why I imagine if they do add a cave update, one of the things they're definitely adding is the gold ore in the Nether. So another piece of evidence here, just because I find this interesting, one of the reasons they've said they're not adding a new dimension in the near future, you know, in the next year or two, is because they don't like the new dimensions enough. The Nether still isn't as useful as the Minecraft developers would like it to be. The end is still a little bit dry compared to the overworld, so they want to update these dimensions before they add new ones, and one of the easiest ways to do that is just to add gold ore to the Nether, and maybe other things which you can expect to see in a mining-based update, which I have to imagine we'll see at some point in the future. Again, 1.15, they've confirmed multiple times, the theme isn't confirmed, the theme isn't public. If anyone says they know the theme, they don't know it. However, you know, that's one of the most likely contenders, but we won't know until 1.14 is finished and out. So with that said, the next thing, which has been kind of suggested in different ways, is more big structures. Everyone loves structures in Minecraft. The desert temple is absolutely iconic. The jungle temple is pretty interesting. The ocean monument is a really fun way to get sponges and other, you know, rare blocks that are only really found there. The woodland mansion is a fun challenge, even if it's incredibly rare, and new structures is something everyone is on board with, so why are there not more of them? And the simple answer, according to dinnerbone, is that they are kind of tricky to add. However, he did say he wanted to make them easier to add, and although, again, dinnerbone took a step back from development a year ago, he is full on working on the game again, adding so many of his favorite missing features, you know, like the, you know, the lecterns, like the, you know, new stairs and slabs, like the, you know, the pandas, the lanterns, all these features from Minecraft's past. Dinnerbone is working on bringing to the game again, because, again, he's passionate, he's working on the best things, and one of the biggest ideas could be to make more big structures easier to add. If they add a Minecraft structure to every update, or maybe 2, or maybe 3, that would increase the, you know, like the interest for every update. And given that right now they're trying to do hugely themed updates, which cover everything a little bit, think about it, every Minecraft update for the last while, it's getting a new mob, a new biome update, it's getting a new set of blocks, it's getting, they're kind of trying to cover all of the bases. One of the things you can expect to see is a brand new structure, at least in each update, I would imagine. This next update, we know there's going to be jungle villages already, but maybe there's going to be something else, because Jeb also confirmed directly in a tweet, someone just asked him, you know, will there be mesa temples? And he says, I see no reason not to add them. So yeah, mesa temples are another thing you can expect, which would be a rather nice rare addition, because although the mesa biomes, they're rare and they're already like a great thing by themselves, adding another reason to find them would be good. I think more reasons to do more exploration is something I'm on board with any suggestion, and that's why I like these suggestions so far, but it's not quite as good as the next suggestion, which is the dirt slab. So the dirt slab is the one that makes the most sense to most people, but it's actually the idea which has been mentioned and, you know, actually even added into the game. You can see what it looked like before in multiple times, but I think it's actually one of the least likely features while Jeb is currently in control of the game, because Jeb has recently defined, he set hard in stone, the definition of slabs and stairs are they are crafted stone materials. Every single slab in the game right now is made of something you can argue is stone based, or it's made from something that's wood based. There's wood and there's stone stairs, and everything else is kind of relegated to full block status. That's the distinction Minecraft made, and it's one that makes a lot of sense, but it does mean the dirt slab is kind of excluded from that system. So I would say, even though the dirt slab has been mentioned, and even though it would be great to come back, I think there's a lot of Minecraft developers, a lot of Minecraft fans who would love the feature. It does like have a huge impact on what it means for Minecraft, because then Minecraft's terrain goes from looking like it does right now to looking fascinating, you know, to looking great if you want to. In the same way, caves in this last update, when you use stone slabs correctly, let me show you on screen what a cave can look like with stone slabs and stairs. They can look hugely different, way more detailed. That would happen to the entire Minecraft world, which sounds like a good thing, but it also means you would lose a little bit of Minecraft's identity, which again, I know sounds like a silly reason, but it is something real they have to take care of. So dirt slabs, possible, but just unlikely right now until something kind of changes on that regard. So something that I think is a lot more likely than stone slabs though is dyed planks. So yeah, I started the video on this one because it's kind of the one that looks the most absurd to me, but dyed planks were genuinely planned to be added to Minecraft and very almost were added to the game. The only reason actually, because dinnerbone did a poll, how many of you like, dyed planks? Everyone seemed to like them. 80% of people in the poll, although he said 30% of people hate them, 80% of people like them, which is, I mean, that does mean that 10% of people both like and hate them, but we'll leave that to the side for now. The interesting thing is most people like them, dinnerbone liked them, dinnerbone even put them in the game. However, the big issue he realized is that then, if you add them to the game, there's no easy way to tell people that you can't make them into slabs and stairs. It's a big inconsistency in Minecraft's behavior, so instead, the next dyed block they decided to add was in fact the terracotta, or it was called stained clay at the time, then hardened clay, and then it's had a lot of names, terracotta in its past, but basically they decided to add hardened clay instead just because of the fact that it avoided those questions, and yeah, that was because the block limit in Minecraft was so serious back in the day. They realized they were going to reach it, they could expand it a couple of times, but now there is no block limit in Minecraft. They can add as many blocks as they want, so if they add 16 new colors of, plank, or let's say 15, because let's say you can dye the birch planks any color you want, if they add 16 or 15 new colors of planks, and 16 or 15 new colors of stairs, and 16 or 15 new colors of slabs, and 15 or 16 new colors of fences, and so on and so forth, it's not that big of a deal, because one, it's not the hugest part of the game's inventory now. If they did it back in the day, that'd be what, like 1/5 of blocks are just dyed versions of something. But if they do it now, then there's so many dyed blocks already, and they just seem to be fine with adding new ones on a consistent basis. Having dyed planks would be huge for a lot of people. Having a way to make more colorful builds that don't have any of the existing textures is something everyone's on board with. So dyed planks are the most likely new type of dyed block, but expect to see more types coming, because in 1.12 alone they added 2 brand new colored dyed blocks. There was concrete powder and concrete, one of which gave kind of a sandy effect and one was just a solid block effect. And given that making Minecraft more accessible and more exciting for people who just want to build is something they're always working on, I think dyed planks, and then therefore dyed plank stairs and dyed plank slabs, would be an amazing addition to the game, because it'd be the first time you could have a colored block which could be in any form factor. So again, you're gonna have to wait to see how they do proceed with the slabs and stairs in this update. I think 1.14 is going to change that significantly, and given this is the update where dinnerbone is bringing back some of his oldest ideas, it could even be the same update he adds them to the game, which would be pretty insane and make the update, which is already one of the wildest updates we've seen, into a whole nother stratosphere of Minecraft updates. But we'll have to wait and see, unlike the next feature, which is a really oddball one, because it's one of the oldest mentioned features. It was mentioned in 2009, about halfway through the year, so it's almost a 10-year-old feature suggestion, but it has come back multiple times. Notch mentioned it originally in his list of blocks he'd like to add to Minecraft, then he mentioned it again, but it was kind of replaced by the sticky piston, because there was going to be a spiky piston, but it was like, you know what, right, why don't we just have a sticky version? And then a third time it was mentioned by dinnerbone that he wanted to add the spike block, he just didn't have an idea on how to. And honestly, when I think about the spike block, I could see it being an interesting block, but not necessarily a unique block. I think magma already covers some of the use, and I think unless it's going to do some serious damage, or unless you can use it in some weird redstone contraptions, I think it would have limited use. But that's where I think, the thing that he said, that it's kind of on hold right now, and they're working out a fun way to make it into a block, is where this really comes into it. I would love it if there were, because it would be amazing to see redstone builds that worked on actually killing things, like killing redstone machines. That sounds like a lot of fun. Whether that happens or not is something we'll have to wait and see. But the spike block is one of those features that every single time, dinnerbone mentions, so I'm adding something that we've been waiting for quite some time, you've got to think spike block immediately, because everyone's mentioned it. It's one of those features that everyone likes the sound of, but we need a good idea for, and I am looking forward to seeing how that is implemented into the game. Unlike this next feature, which I think is the feature that is probably excited for and waited for by the most number of people, because when the end was originally made and the Ender Dragon was added, it was originally going to be the first of a brand new category of mobs. Minecraft was going to have dragons, starting with the Ender Dragon, the biggest one, the hardest one to kill, the boss for the end of the game, and then they were going to add other types of dragons. However, it was such a headache to make the Ender Dragon. If you don't know the way it clips through geometry, the way it's a huge animation, it was a whole nightmare to make the Ender Dragon. Her name's Jean, by the way. Make sure you use her pronouns correctly. Sorry, I have to bring up that joke every time, because did you know that women can be the boss of a Minecraft game too? I bet you didn't. I guess that makes technically the antagonist of the game, but basically they were going to add other dragons to Minecraft, and the red dragon was one of the first ones to be mentioned. However, it was put on hold for a little bit, and later dinnerbone said, I'm sure one day there'll be a dragon, but not right now, and that was all the way back in 2012. It was later up in 2013, but it's one of those features which has been continuously suggested and hyped for, because seeing a dragon in the overworld, or even just another end dragon just further out, that would be amazingly cool. Seeing some more mini-sized bosses, or maybe a harder style boss, boss that could give you some real reward for fighting something with some real challenge, because even killing the Ender Dragon, even though you can kind of get used to it, on Bedrock it's still a challenge most of the time you'll do it. You know, you can learn the patterns, but the fact that you have to in Minecraft is fun for a lot of people. The reason that the new Pillager raids are so fun is for the same reason, and I think seeing a red dragon, which you'd have to learn the attacks, you'd have to watch out because it'd have dragon fire and other sorts of things, it could fly away then come back and you'd have to learn its sequence. That would be amazingly fun, and I would love to see dragons in Minecraft. I don't know how they could do it in a balanced way, because if the dragon can destroy your house, that sucks. So if the dragon can't destroy your house, where would you find it? There's big questions about how it doesn't interrupt the rest of the flow of the game. I think it would have to be in the Nether or the End for it to be properly correct, but seeing a rare type of dragon in Minecraft with a rare type of brand new loot is something I am so hyped about the idea of, and given that the red dragon is perhaps the most anticipated feature, and although usually this doesn't mean too much, because if we're being entirely honest, the most requested feature for most games is usually a bad idea. There's usually, not always, a good reason why the developers haven't done it already, but in the case of the red dragon, Jeb has said before that they want to make a fan update, they want to implement these fan favorite features, and you know what the most asked for feature in Minecraft is? It's the red dragon. So I am so hyped any single time they bring up a new mob. I'm like, oh, but is it the red dragon? Is it? It might be, and I think you should be in the same kind of category. However, if you liked these 8 suggestions and you want to see more about what's going on with the future of Minecraft, because the future of Minecraft and its development is something I've been hugely fascinated in for years. I've been researching and making videos and so on and so forth, talking about the history of Minecraft as well as the plans, suggestions, all these sorts of things for years now, because I find survival Minecraft, the base game, to be this hugely fascinating thing, and it's what I cover every single day on my channel. So if you want to see the latest with 1.14 and what it means for you as a probably vanilla player, then that's something I'm covering every single week on this channel when snapshots come out. I'm super excited for some of the future features. I'm super excited to learn what all of these new things are doing, and yeah, Minecraft is in its like golden age of really coming back and making some of the best updates, some of the best features we've seen in a very long time, and that's how I'm excited for this list. This list was kind of just like a, oh yeah, it might come in the next 10 years, maybe when they come back to it, but I think they're coming back to so many of their biggest ideas now, and that's why I'm excited about all of these features, not to come in the next like, 20, 30, 40 years, if ever, but maybe to come in the next few years. I am very, very excited about all of them, and yeah, I'll be covering them in news videos as soon as we learn about them, because every single day I make survival or news videos on this channel, and if subscribe and notifications turned on, you'll see them every single day as soon as they come out. Thank you very much for watching, regardless of whether you do decide to subscribe or not. I hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.